Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Beeline to Victory podcast. Here on episode 36. This will be the last episode before we start getting into our game preview of the game against Notre Dame. I'll go over my final national rankings and my playoff picks. But first, let's welcome in our guest today, Mike, who is the owner of the Is Owned by D'Antonio podcast and the co-founder of the Big Four podcast, which I am also on.
The
Mike,
director of the Big Four podcast.
how are you, Mike?
I'm doing well. I'm also the director of the Big Four podcast. You forgot to say that?
All right, keep telling yourself that.
No, I am.
All right. So we'll get right into the final national rankings here. Mike has them in front of him. This is what I think they should do. It's just not what I think it'll finish as. Start at the top here, obviously Alabama and Clemson. I have Michigan at 5. Other Big Ten teams, Ohio State at 6, Michigan State at 9, Wisconsin 10, Penn State at 12, and I also have Northwestern in here at 24. Some surprise teams maybe. Oregon I have in here. I also have them winning the Pac-12 this year. Other teams winning other conferences. I got Miami out of the ACC. Obviously Michigan out of the Big Ten. Auburn out of the SEC. As I said, Oregon out of the Pac-12. And I also have Oklahoma out of the Big 12. So, with the rankings in front of you, Mike, what are your initial reactions?
Well, one that jumps out at me is Michigan is 12 spots too high. It is ridiculous that you would put them number 5. That is the most biased thing I've ever seen.
I
Are
wouldn't.
you Joel Klatt or something?
No,
come on.
I wouldn't say
You
that.
can't get more Michigan biased than that.
No, I've seen rankings with them higher than that, and I've also seen rankings with them lower than that. I think that's fair.
What, Joel Klatt really
Yeah,
ranking?
Joel Klatt ranked them at 3.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, they are the most talented team in the Big Ten, and the reason I put them over.
That is ridiculous.
Nope, that's just true. And the reason, nope, it's undisputable. Nope. And the only reason I put them over Ohio State is because of the scandal going on there. I think that might be a distraction.
I think that's going to help Ohio State.
Oh, really? Yeah. I also put
adversity in the offseason when Braxton Miller tore his ACL. They went on to win the national championship. This is adversity in the offseason again. They're going to go 12-0.
I will say one thing about my rankings, and I want to make a correction right here. I did not include Stanford in here, as I'm seeing right now. They should be in here around the.
Forgot South Carolina.
All right, let's relax. They should also.
And Kansas State.
No.
And Memphis.
No.
And no, you have NC State.
Stanford should. Yeah, I do.
NC State?
No, they're in there. Stanford should be in here around 14, 15. I'll kick out Texas A&M.
Okay.
So, what about your team? Where you think Michigan State is in the right spot?
Move them up one spot, replace them with Auburn, and it's perfect.
Well, I don't know how you can say they're better than Auburn. Auburn's going to go 12-0 this year, and they have the best quarterback in the country. So I don't know how you can even say that.
They're going 8-4 this year.
Going 8-4.
Losses to Washington, Alabama, LSU, and Mississippi State. They're not 7-5. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not going to lose to Washington. Washington.
Georgia too. That's 7-5.
Washington is extremely overrated. They will not lose to Washington. There is no chance of that happening.
Wisconsin's too low. They should be top 5.
Yep, because they don't play a good team until the Big Ten championship every single year. They play crappy teams.
This is a rankings. This isn't what your schedule is.
Actually, they do play Michigan this year. Do they play Michigan State or Ohio State?
No.
All right, so there you go. They play one good team.
They play Penn State, though.
Okay, so they play 2 good teams before the Big Ten championship.
Well, they got Iowa.
Shut.
You're sleeping on BYU.
Now, as opposed to Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State, and Penn State, who will face 5 good teams before a possible Big Ten championship appearance, which is why the Big Ten West is terrible and they need to realign the divisions.
Okay, well, no, because it's funner this way.
All right, that's not a word. That's not a word.
And Maryland is going to come out of nowhere.
Oh, really? With what head coach?
7-5. It'll be a good 7-5.
With what head coach were they going to do that with?
Matt Canada was a nasty offensive coordinator at Pitt. I think he's going to will his team to victory over. He'll upset somebody. He'll probably upset, like Iowa or something. We'll see.
So I want to look at some early matchups here in the regular season. If we go by these rankings, the best matchup early season would be Michigan and Notre Dame, 5-11. You also look at Miami and LSU. You get
Auburn, Washington.
Yep, Auburn, Washington. And I think one people are sleeping on is Ohio State and TCU. I think TCU could pull off an upset in that game. People are definitely sleeping on that game. Any upsets you see in any of those 4 games?
Well, somehow Notre Dame's not the favorite at home. I think they're going to stomp Michigan.
Oh, really?
It's going to be close.
Okay, yep.
Listen, Michigan is overrated again. Another team that's overrated is USC, but fine, I'll keep talking about this. Because when Shea Patterson goes out there and throws 3 picks because he hasn't learned Jim Harbaugh's system yet, don't come crying to me.
It's absurd. That's it. By the way, you said we lost to South Carolina last year, and everybody else, we returned most of that team. Everybody's older, and we have Shea Patterson now, so there's no argument there.
No argument about what?
Nope. There's no argument saying that Michigan is not a top 10 team, which is what you are ensuing, and we are moving on to.
They haven't beaten a ranked team on the road in 12 years.
We are moving on. We are moving on to the playoff picks. Nope, we are moving on. We are moving on. So, in my 1-4 matchup, I have Auburn at 12-0 and Alabama at 11-1 with their 1 loss coming to Auburn. Thoughts?
That's stupid.
Oh, yeah?
I have Clemson as my 1, going 13-0. And my 4 is going to be TCU, who will be the first 2-loss team in the playoffs.
All right. So you're expecting them to win the Big 12, I guess?
Yes.
All right, so we'll go to the 2-3 matchup. I have a 12-1 Michigan team coming off a Big 10 win against a 12-1 Miami team coming off a win against Clemson. Thoughts on that, and what's your 2-3?
Well, in my top 5 most overrated teams in the country, Miami's number 1 and Michigan's number 3. So
who's number 2? Washington? Is Washington number 2?
Number 2, who's number 2?
It's got to be Washington.
No, I don't think it was Washington. It was somebody. Who knows? Oh, USC. USC's number 2.
Yeah.
They're the Michigan of the West. Overrated every year. They don't do anything. But anyway, Michigan, like I said, going 8-4 this year probably. Maybe even 7-5. Miami's going 10-2. Maybe 9-3. But listen, Miami, overrated. They lost to Wisconsin at home in a bowl game. You know how pathetic that is? Wisconsin has 1 win over a top 10 team in 5 years, and it's against Miami. What a joke. I mean, please.
All right, well, I'm going to go over some of my teams that could also make it that I don't have listed here. I have Clemson, obviously, Ohio State, Michigan State, and look at Georgia. You have 30 seconds. Any sleeper teams for you?
Look out for Northwestern. Look out for Washington. No, not Washington. Look out for Oklahoma State. They could go 11-1.
Oklahoma with Kyler Murray.
Look out for Mississippi State. They returned 17 of 22 starters, including one of the better quarterbacks in the SEC.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to cut you off there, Mike. Thank you for joining us. All right, that's going to do it. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next time. A preview of the Notre Dame game, and hopefully we can start the season off with a win. Thanks for watching.